Howdy there, folks. This is Lapidary Dave, and in this video, we are going to be talking about the Diamond Pacific Genie adapters. These adapters are super cool. It lets you modify the Genie in many different ways. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about wheel spacings and how the adapter can allow you to have different amount of wheels on each side of the machine. Something that a lot of folks don't know about the Diamond Pacific Genie is that you can actually have as much space as you want on each side of the machine. You can have one wheel on each side. You can have two wheels. Most people use three wheels on each side for the traditional 80 to 3000 grit setup. But there are a lot of people out there who want more space. Not only can you have a lot of space with these adapters, but they're super easy to just swap out. You can keep these loaded with other wheels. Some people who don't mind this traditional setup and just want finer grits can easily put a 8000, 14000, and a 50000 on one of the adapters, take off the right side adapter and pop that on. For finer grits really fast. Some of you folks who want more space can have one wheel on each side. You can have an 80 and 220. My grandfather really likes to use that setup because he carves large pieces like buffalo. He makes a lot of chanupa pipes, and space is key for him. In this video, we're going to show you how to take these off. We're going to show you how we put the wheels on these adapters. We're also going to talk a little bit about taking off the left side of the Genie machine. This is a little bit trickier than the right side. The right side is designed to be removed with no tools and only your hands. Where the left side, you're going to need a couple of tools. To remove the left side wheels on your Genie, you're going to need a crescent wrench and a set of channel locks. But it's not too difficult at all. In the future, I'm actually going to set up my machine to have a 140 grit wheel on the left side in replace of the 280. Then I will have an adapter set up with my 3000, 14000, and 50000 grits. But that'll be a little later. This is a carving wheel sold by Diamond Pacific that some people like to have on the side of their machines. And here's a set of 4 on the same adapters that we're going to be using for the wheels. Someone who carves things like agates or opals, or carves fetishes, or even someone like my grandpa who works a lot of pipes, ceremonial figures and stuff, might really enjoy this. We're going to make a dedicated video of this in the future. But it's worth mentioning in this video because it does use the same adapter. The adapters can be found on DiamondPacific.com, or you can order them from your favorite Diamond Pacific distributors. All right, folks, the first thing we're going to do to remove these adapters in order to set them up the way we want in this video is to remove the hoods. I'm going to remove the trays as well and put them to the side just for comfort. After that, we're going to remove the right side adapter. This side is actually designed to be removed by hand with no tools. It spins off super easy. After that, we're going to put the adjustable wrench on the left side set of wheels, and we're going to use the channel locks to grab onto the arbor of the right side.
Okay, just a quick update before we remove the wheels. The right side, the adapters, they're right-handed threads, and they screw on righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That would be considered a right-handed thread. And on the left-handed side, if you're going to change your configuration from what is standard, it would be the opposite. To loosen it, you would go down, and then it would come off. You would remove the wheels.
So that's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty.
Yeah, righty-loosey, lefty-tighty, the opposite. Okay, so here we go. That piece comes off. The second wheel comes off. And so in this case, as it comes off, you'll notice that there is no adapter on this side. It uses a nut on the end, or bolt actually, and a The adapters go on the right, and the threads on the left. The left is threaded, and you would use spacers to change the variations.
So now I'm ready to set up the left side of my machine. I'm going to be putting on just the 80 and 220 wheels, starting off with a spacer, smaller spacer. With the wheels going on, sometimes they can be a little dirty inside, so I'm holding the right side of my arbor, being real sure not to bend it or anything. Putting on some spacers, putting on my 80. So this will be lefty-tighty. And then, just like the way we remove the wheels, I'm going to tighten it just a bit. It doesn't need to be like Hercules strength tight, just so that everything's not spinning and everything spins smoothly. So now I'm ready to set up the left side of my machine. I'm going to be using 2 wheels, an 80 and 220. If you decide you just want 1 wheel on the side of your machine, you can use the same process that I'm about to be showing you, just with more spacers. I believe these spacers are sold individually from Diamond Pacific or your favorite Diamond Pacific dealer. I'm going to be starting off with a small spacer. Then I'm going to put on my 220 wheel. Sometimes there can be a little bit of dirt inside of the hole of the wheel. So I hold the right side of my arbor while I put these on. I'm putting on 2 more spacers, then my 80 grit on the left side, lefty-tighty on the left side of my machine with the big, beautiful brass bolt. And then I'm gonna tighten up this left side nice and tight. I'm gonna tighten up the left side the same way I loosened it, using channel locks on the arbor. And getting this adjustable wrench right there, getting it nice and tight. So now I'm going to set up the 2 adapters the way I want with the 2-wheel configuration. I'm going to start off by removing this nut, sliding off these wheels. I want one of my adapters with a 280 and a 600 wheel, then the other with a 3000. So for the 3000, put my 1200 on the end of this. Tighten this up. Lefty tighty. Nice and snug. That's one of them. For my other adapter, I want my 600 on the end. Doesn't matter that we mix and match. This one's a nice eggshell from use. Get it nice and snug. Oh yeah. That nice and tight, not too tight. After that, spin it onto the arbor. Good to go. Again, when it's time for this adapter, I just hold that and spin it off. And we're ready to swap them out. So that was the video of using these Diamond Pacific adapters to configure your wheels in different ways for different purposes. I love the space. It lets me work super large pieces. I really enjoyed making this cool, large piece of Picasso. Jasper, that would have been a little difficult if I was using the traditional spacing with the traditional 6-wheel setup. Again, you can use 1 wheel on each side, you can have 1 grinding wheel on each side, or you can have 4. You can set up 3 wheels on an additional adapter to swap out your 3 wheels on the right side of your machine to take your polish even further. You can set up an 8,000, 14,000, and a 50, or maybe a 14,000, 50, and 250,000. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this inspired you. If you have an older Genie, this works just as well. The adapters fit the older Genies just like they do my new G2 here. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And don't let the idea of spacing stop you from getting one of the world's best lapidary machines. The Genies are totally awesome. I love mine. I'm probably going to get another one. Love you, folks. Make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon.